I read a meme every year at the end of January that always hits home and cracks me up. It says, January was a tough year, but we made it. I don't know if you can relate, but for some reason, January always feels like an entire year in itself. But now it's February, so we reflect, we breathe, we regroup, and we move forward. This past week, though, as we transitioned from January to February, it was a uniquely busy week. And I found myself stressed and a little bit anxious just due to all the things that were going on. And it made me lean in and realize some bad habits that I still have. And that with the busyness, I broke down some of my healthy things that I have in place in order to protect me from those bad habits. And so today I want to talk about if you have a bad habit that you need or just want to break, how to do that. So if you can relate, let's go ahead and dive in. Are you too busy to prep healthy meals? Do you feel self-conscious about your body and your clothes not fitting right, but you don't have time to work out? Does your life feel unorganized and messy? Do you wish you had routines and habits that made health simple, even with your busy schedule? I know, I've been there. Hi, I'm Shannon Marquita, and no one ever really taught me how to eat healthy. I didn't know anything about nutrition, so I found myself eating whatever was easy, which definitely impacted my energy, weight, and focus. That's why I created this podcast, to show you that through healthy habits and time management, you can know you're doing health right. So stop scrolling social, clicking the ads, and buying all the things. Let's grab our Americano and pop in our AirPods. It's time to solve the real problem together. Welcome home. A fresh start awaits. Habits, they come in all forms. There are good ones, bad ones, neutral ones, all the things. But today I want to talk about bad habits that are unhealthy, some worse than others, and how we can work to break them, whether it's a necessity or just a want. This past week was very, very busy. Pretty much from when I woke up to when I went to bed, everything was off. I got up abnormally early just because my brain was constantly going, and I was up much later than usual due to just activities that needed to happen and tasks that needed to be completed, as well as every minute in between basically accounted for. So to say I was exhausted was an understatement, but weeks like that happen, days like that happen, entire seasons can sometimes happen with that pace and schedule. And so we have to be intentional about how to protect our health and keep our habits healthy and not revert back to bad ones. So for example, for me, when I notice a habit that is not healthy or serving me, I try to balance it with what I like to call healthy boundaries to protect me from it. So for example, I used to drink a ton of soda. Like it was an abnormally unhealthy amount, and I don't know how anybody even allowed it or didn't encourage me stronger to quit it, but I guess that's somehow what we do with loved ones is everybody has their own habits that they are working towards or have a different focus in their life, that unhealthy habits that aren't extremely detrimental at the time kind of get overlooked, assuming that we will deal with them later. So yes, I used to drink a lot of soda. What I found was it wasn't actually soda that I enjoyed. When I really started to pay attention, what I enjoyed was that first sip. You would get a fountain soda was always my preference when I drank it, which I don't drink soda at all now for the record. But that first sip, it was just like all the carbonation. It just was like this incredible feeling, and I just loved it. But it wasn't the soda itself. So it's like, why the heck did I keep drinking it? It was for that initial experience. And then I forget who gave me my first one, but when I experienced LaCroix or Bubbly, the brand is actually Bubbly, Bubly, it's one B in the middle, or Perrier, those are incredible. And what it is just mineral water that gives you the carbonation while you drink it. So I got to completely kick my soda habit basically overnight once I realized that is actually all I wanted. So what happened was I replaced a really unhealthy habit with something that allowed me to still get what I enjoyed, but in a much healthier way. So for you, if you're a soda drinker, do you actually enjoy soda? If you enjoy the flavor, let's find a healthier option. I haven't actually gotten to try it, but I bought some for my niece and nephew. They have probiotic soda now, where it tastes like the flavors that you like, whether it's root beer or whatever it is, but it actually has good ingredients for you. My grocery store carries it. If yours doesn't, maybe check some other local stores to see if they do. But just figure out why you are wanting or craving these unhealthy things. And the reality is, the more we have these unhealthy products, our body does crave them more. When we eat sugar, we crave more sugar. When we stop eating sugar or cut sugar, our bodies crave it less. Like, I don't eat sugar. I don't eat candy. I used to be able to. I used to love some Sour Patch and Butterfinger and all the things. But now I can walk right by it. I can pass it right up. It doesn't even appeal to me just because I don't eat it anymore. So it's like replacing those things with other healthy options causes your body to not even want it anymore, which is amazing. And now if I do have some, it gives me a headache. Like, I literally think of what the repercussions are, and it makes me not want it. So it's really funny how you can completely do a 180 shift from where maybe you wanted it all the time and you thought you were addicted to now not even desiring it. A bad habit, though, that I really realized this past week, which made me want to make this entire episode, is I know some people struggle with biting their nails. My oldest niece is definitely one of them, although I know she's at the perfect age to experience, new stresses and things in life. But for me, I've never really been a nail biter, but I'm what I call a nail tearer. Like, I'll be sitting in a conversation and I'll just start tearing my nails. Like, it's stress. It's stress with maybe being overtired, overwhelmed. But what I found is I only do this if my nails aren't painted. And so what I found is I love being able to do that for myself, but I don't always have time to go get my nails done. It's a whole expense. And I just honestly right now don't have that allotment in my schedule because it takes at least an hour, which to me, if I had a free hour, like, I don't want to spend it getting my nails done. Let's just be honest. Plus, you have more control to be able to do it whenever you want. Like, for me, the most convenient time to do my nails is usually like 4 a.m. or 10 o'clock at night. And so that means most places aren't open. So I do it myself. I do the gel at home. I've tried all the different options, and that's what works for me. But by having my nails done, I don't tear them. So it's a protective boundary that I have put in place that honestly allows me to feel more put together, because when your nails are done, it feels really nice. But it also keeps me from tearing them, which is an unhealthy habit. So it's just finding out what are the habits in your life that are not serving you, that are unhealthy, that you just want or need to break, and figuring out what is a healthy boundary that you can put in place in order to swap that and to kick it. So I don't know about you, but sometimes it can be a distraction or a time filler or some sort of activity. I know one of my best friends, when she was working on quitting smoking, she replaced it with a healthy habit. She would become more active. So at work, because she's an entrepreneur, when she would have a break between clients, she would just go for a little walk. And that would be when she would maybe check social media on her phone. So now she's moving, she's releasing positive, healthy endorphins. Both hands are active and busy on her phone, replying to messages, scrolling, clicking, all the things. And so now, before you know it, her break between clients is over or is far less than it was before. And so whether she initially was reducing the amount that she was smoking, she was able to completely quit by forming this healthy habit simply by putting in a boundary that served her and protected her from what she wanted to stop doing. So I don't know what that looks like for you. If you are unsure maybe how you could quit a bad habit or replace a bad habit, I'd love to chat. You can grab one of my one-on-one 60-minute coaching sessions and we can talk about all the things, what your day looks like, what your triggers are, and just map it out for you for the upcoming week, month, and all of 2023, because these habits, they compound. And so I'm so excited for you to not only break, but also replace some of these unhealthy bad habits with new ones. I hope you guys had a great January, which again was an entire year in and of itself, that you're catching your breath and that you're ramping up for a new month in February. Talk with you soon. If this podcast helped, challenged, or inspired you in some way, I would love it if you'd do me a huge favor and leave me a review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps me to hear from you and know how this is best serving you. And go ahead and screenshot this and share it in your stories. Tag me at Shannon Marquita. That's ShannonMarqueta. And send it over to a friend in a text who is ready for healthy changes in her life too. Let her know that this episode might serve her as well. I am just so grateful for you and would love to hear from you. Come hang out and let's connect over in my Facebook group, bit.ly.com/afreshstart, or send me a message. I look forward to seeing you back here in a few days.